Mike check 1 2 1 2, man. Welcome to the Concrete Genius Pod. I'm your host, Sauce MacKenzie, man. I appreciate you tapping in. You know, some days you be in the greatest moods and some days you don't, right? Some days I'm upbeat, some days I'm not. And as I'm processing that, right, I'm thinking to myself, all the days I forced myself to smile and be happy because I was going through something. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? I think it was a great thing because it got me through to the point where I am at now. But it's also real because some days, you ever had days where you can't fake it? Has anybody ever delved into that as a black person some days where it's just you can't fake it and you need a day to yourself? How often are those days for you? And how honest about your mental health are you as a person? And I'm not just going to limit this conversation to black people. I want all people to take a minute and get a full understanding of where they are in life and where they are from a mental health perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's too many situations where people are overloaded. We've had like 2 or 3 cases in Indianapolis where husbands have killed their wives, I think in the past week. So rest in peace to those young ladies. My condolences to those children, to those families. And I think mental health is a big issue. We have to start being more vocal about things that we're embarrassed about. We're embarrassed about knowing our homeboy beats up on his girl. But at some point as a man, you complicit. If you know your homie got a problem, he always punching on his girl, punching on his kids, at some point it's your responsibility to step in before he fly off the handle. And you see him on the news and he didn't, shot up his whole family, right? Mental health is real, and it ain't just, the hard part about real mental health for people is that it's the things you ain't comfortable about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can kind of go with sometime my sexual experience, my dating, my mama called me ugly, my daddy abandoned me. Everybody can kind of go with that. But I'm talking about the real shit you deal with, knowing you got a dude you talk to on a regular basis that beat his wife. What kind of character, man, are you to care about that family, care about that man, care about the mental health of the kids that's in there seeing that, the people that's in there seeing that? So, like, mental health is real, man. The real mental health is things that you don't want to discuss with nobody. That's why it's like the deepest level of doors, intimate doors, private doors. So the only reason I'm so well versed in my mental health because I've had to re-examine my mental health several times, re-examine my existence, re-examine my failures, re-examine my lack of impulse control at times, reevaluate my decision making sometimes, my anger, um, but also the fact that I've been nice to entities and people, and I've put my life on the line for people, and I've been a blessing and a godsend to people. So it's such a conflict of emotions sometimes. And with that emotion, I have to control it because if I don't have control of my emotion, I can't treat people around me fairly. And I can't treat myself fairly when I'm around other people. So I'm very big on analyzing how I feel, what's going on. But I think in the male community, right? Black, white, Hispanic, any male community, we got to start checking on our male coworkers, male friends, right? And not just check on them, make sure you're all right. Check on his state of mind, check on his well-being. But if you cool, man, you going 4th of July, man, everybody know that couple, they get to argue and they get physical. It's time for us to stop making that a dirty little secret, right? We having too many domestic violence incidents in our communities. Too many of these children are growing up traumatized by seeing one of their parents commit violence against the other. And I think it's so sad, and it's something that we need to get a handle on together as people. I despise domestic violence. I really do. So we as a people got to get a handle on it together and kind of see what's going on. And it's just like I'm seeing women being a little more violent towards men. I'm seeing couples being more violent to each other. So it's just like we got to work on unmasking universal trauma in the community and see what's really going on. Seeing like if we can get a hold and identify what's going on with our people. Why are people so angry? Why are people so violent? Like what's stressing people out to that limit, to the point where they can hurt somebody that you sworn your life to protect forever till death do us part, you know? And I hate waking up, seeing the news, and you see a case where a little girl in the house and the man ain't shot her mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the exception of getting news about little kids being hurt, that's some of the most gut-rich information you can see while watching the news. You know what I'm saying? So all these aggressive boyfriends and these aggressive husbands and these possessive people that get in these relationships, if that's your cousin, that's your brother, that's your friend, man, we got to stop that, bro. We got to learn how to protect these women in our communities better. We got to learn how to out our boys who are abusive. If we have friends or coworkers that are abusive to women, verbally abusive, physically abusive, it's up to us as a community to start calling out these people and maybe protecting some of these women that are losing their lives or losing their freedom or losing their sanctity. You know, when you marry somebody, right? Thing about marriage, saying I do, right? The reason I cherish my marriage is because it's like, I know I got my wife back through the worst of times, through the best of times, through all times. This lady know I'm a protector, right? It's a different level of security from dating. It's a different level of security from being a baby father. It's a different level of security because you know you've given your vow to God to protect this woman. So with that being said, I couldn't imagine hurting a woman I was sworn to protect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand the anger, the sense of frustration that comes from that, but man, we got to do better. You know, we as a community, it's two things that I would like to really, when I get in my bag about healing the community, it's two things that I really want to get in my bag. And this is even more important than some of the other stuff you hear me talk about. But it's two things I want to get in my bag about: protecting women and protecting kids, right? Like, that's the first step to restoring the foundation of our society. You know what I mean? Cutting down on exploitation, cutting down on exploitation of all exploitation of children, all abuse of children, cutting down on the exploitation of women, um, being more advocate about domestic violence. If we can start working on some of those things, we can get more of a grip on the Black community. We can start identifying some of our brothers who are angry, some of our sisters who are angry, because it's not right for you sisters to put your hands on men either. I've seen several videos, several instances where women have attacked men, women have stabbed, shot men. I myself have been a victim of a woman doing some crazy shit. So I understand it's not just all one-sided. So we need to talk about trauma, pain, understanding, and identifying and calling out our friends or family who we see are these constant provocateurs of being angry and domestic violence, right? Because it always leads to tragedy, right? You can't tell me one domestic violence story that ended with a happy ending. So let's not try to sugarcoat it, try to prevent it. Let's get on top of it. The same thing with protecting these kids, man. Like, it's too many people in the Black community holding a secret, and y'all know y'all holding a secret. Like, you know your friend that had some problems with some kids, but you still trying to hold on to this friendship. Or it could be your cousin, or it could be your brother. Right? I always said, like, even if it could be my blood brother, bro. If I find out you're a sex offender, then I don't want to talk to you no more. You're not welcome here. So we got to protect these children. There's too many black people in the black community holding on secrets, trying to not be embarrassed because somebody in their family is touching on kids, Uncle Earl, same Aunt Tammy. And if they happen in your family, hey, more power to you. If it don't apply, let it fly. It didn't happen in mine either. But I know some people that happened to, and I know that trauma that messed them up. Right? 2026, man. I know I be all over the place like space, but my agenda, we're going to protect these women. We're going to protect these kids. You might not have the best relationship with your mom. You might not have the best relationship with your baby mama, your girlfriend, your ex, your kids. Who knows? I'm not here to judge you on that aspect. But what we can do is fix ourselves, fix our own trauma to heal, and treat those around us better. And then whatever comes from that, we good with God. Concrete Genius Media, man. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer. 8 Tips for Men to Find Peace, man. The realest alive. Y'all get this shit, man. You get it every day. So, I know I probably should have took therapy, but I ain't took therapy, man. I probably needed to, but I ain't no therapy guy, you know what I'm saying? And I think in the community, bro, I'm going to be honest, I think we lust over celebrities and fashion, sports, because it's distractions. Like, we don't really want to talk about what's really going on, the things in the black community that's really frustrating that we really deal with as a whole, as a community, some of the problems. Oh, that's a great segue, even though unintentional. We dive off into these other things because we don't really want to address the problems, what's going on in the black community. Namely, like the black church, right? Why is the taboo issues of the black church off limits to talk about, right? And then as soon as one of these pastors like Donnie McClurkin get charged for rape, people view that and blame the attacker, blame the person. Like, listen, and I ain't saying he did it. I hope he didn't do it, right? But all I'm saying is that your relationship with God got to be through you and God, right? You can use the church as a vessel, as a place of comfort, as a place of refuge, but your relationship with God should be through you and God, right? You should never give your pastor the same platform that you give God because there's only one creator, one Father, one Son, one Holy Ghost, right? Now, your pastor can convey a message for you, but don't put your pastor on a pedestal so much that you can't judge his sins the same way you judge Benny from accounting, right? Because if Benny from accounting got caught with a 15-year-old boy, you wouldn't talk to him no more. So it's the same way with your pastor, right? If your pastor get caught with little boys, he shouldn't be your pastor no more. It's not enough forgiveness in this world. It's not enough good sermons and three-piece tailor suits in this world for y'all to be forgiving pastors who get accused of sexual crimes and convicted of them, right? We got to be honest, right? It's a lot of grooming going on in the black community, sometime in the black church, and we don't speak up about it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these little boys get turned out in church. You know what I mean? A lot of these little fathers, little boys get turned out in church. You know what I mean? Pastors doing all type of shit, deacons doing all type of shit. Like, we got to stop being scared to talk about the taboo shit in our community. That way we can start fix some of the things that's got us traumatized, treating each other fucked up. Then we can make a plan for growth forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of more a take the scab off guy, you know? And I'm not saying all churches. There's some good pastors out there. There's some pastors that are anointed vessels of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I appreciate them. But there's some scammers out there too. And right now, I think between the internet and between the material things, it's a lot more Bishop Whiteheads than it is dudes who just doing it for the love. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be that nigga. Even the pastor want to be that nigga. The corniest nigga, I don't care if he's a police or frat or pastor or the coach of the soccer team or principal. The corniest nigga always wanted to be that nigga. So pastors get their little greedy phases too, and that's fine, bro. Like, if you feel like you should be good at your craft, you should be compensated. I ain't even knocking that. But I am knocking so many cases of coming out talking about pastors abuse their power in the black community, right? If somebody abused their power for 10 years, somebody knew about it for 10 years, right? And I'm not talking about just the victims. So until we get more of a voice and stop being scared to speak out against what we hail as these holier than thou entities of the black community. Oh, you can't say nothing bad about the black church. Well, the preacher over there messing with the little boys, we can't protect the little boys. He gonna work that out with God. Nah, man, we put his ass on blast, put him on the news just like how we want that white man on the news. We need to put pastor from First Baptist AME Western Star on the news. It is what it is. Like, the standard should be don't touch kids, don't be a sexual deviant. Not, well, you're a sexual deviant, but since you work at a warehouse, we gonna go hard. But since you the pastor or the second deacon at Johnson & Johnson, Pringles Chips, AME, we gonna give you a break. Nah, man, fuck that, bro. That's what's wrong, man. Y'all put these black people on pedestals and they start feeling entitled, and then you get these Sharon Moore niggas crying at the podium, ready to stab themselves with plastic cutlery. Nah, man, start calling these niggas out, man. Start calling out these pastors. Start bringing to light some of these pastors been touching on kids 15, 20 years, man. Start waiting on Law and Order, SVU, and then somebody die, y'all tell the story. He wasn't no good. Nah, tell it now. That's what I'm saying. Too much unhealed trauma. Too much unhealed trauma in the black community. Like, too many things we feel like sacred that ain't really sacred. Just like these little boys be getting killed in these hazings for these black fraternities. Speak on this shit, man. Fuck that piece of paper you signed, man. If you know somebody getting abused and that shit, speak up on that shit, bro. Don't be losing your life trying to pledge. You should love yourself enough as a person, let alone a black person. Your ancestors endured way too much trauma in life for you to risk your life pledging to get a jacket and be friends with some niggas and get invited to a party where the punch is spiked. Nah. And I love my frat niggas. They know who I are. I ain't got no beef with frat niggas. I done built some beautiful things, strategies, and made money with niggas with frats. I see a certain fiber, a character, a certain quality of certain frat niggas. So this is not a diss at all. But what I am saying is, if it's an element of sororities or fraternities where the hazing is unfair and cruel, man, fuck that oath you took. You take an oath to humanity first. Speak out up against that, you know what I mean? Like, let's start speaking up against some of these things in the black community that we think taboo and get on it, right? Just like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here with this because God is good. I'm going to see my woman. But just like, women always be saying, ain't no good man, right? And that's cool, but what do you mean when you say good man? If it ain't no good man, it's because y'all lowered the standards on the type of dudes y'all let get coochie. You know what I'm saying? Like, the standard when I was a young nigga being a good man was nigga had your own car, your own job, your own crib, getting some money. You know, you had shoes, clothes, outfits, take girl out for a nice time. That was the standard. Then our standard was a girl had a nice job, nice car. He was either went to college or had a trade, had her own money, knew how to dress, was real clean, face shiny, pretty teeth. That everybody had a standard. So if men ain't shit, y'all women lowered the standard. Y'all started lowering the standard. Like, y'all started lowering the standard. Y'all didn't care if a nigga was out of shape. Y'all just cared if he had money. Y'all didn't care if a nigga knew how to change a tire or could do 10 push-ups, teach your son how to catch a baseball because he had money. Y'all lowered the standard on what it meant to be a man. And so now y'all complaining about the men y'all got, right? Because unless it's a crime being committed. These homosexual niggas that you dealing with that's driving your car that ain't got nothing going on, you don't have to open your legs for these men, right? So we got to hold some accountability on women when they entertain sorry niggas. Now, if a nigga deceive you, it's cool. I know the con game. Nigga play like he got his business together. He psycho, I ferry you out the cooch, and then you realize this nigga's a homeless scammer. Those instances are possible. But it's also possible for you to know he was a scammer in the first place, and you was just gonna let it go because you liked having him around, or you was just sexually attracted to him. Because if I see a lot of posts and I see women say, well, where the nigga at? They used to build a whole house in 3 days by hand. Y'all eliminated him out the selection pool. Because maybe he didn't have enough money or he didn't have enough gangster swag at the time. He didn't have enough street cred. But now to you celibate chicks, yeah, I respect y'all. Y'all the OGs of the shit. Y'all the gangbangers for real. Like the women that say, I ain't selling for a less than nigga, I respect that. But it's too many women complaining about niggas that keep getting pregnant by niggas. And let's be honest, I ain't never seen an abortion clinic go out of business. So y'all gotta go back to raising the standards of what y'all demand from men, while me and other men in the community can help build stronger men. Y'all build stronger women so we can both raise our kids to have sets of demands from each other and then increase the level of self-respect. And I ain't trying to be hard on nobody. Y'all know I ain't no woman basher. I ain't no man basher. I just tell the truth about the black community. So we need our women to raise the standard of level of respect for the young girls growing up. And then we need more men to get off your ass and become involved in your communities, right? If you're a black man, you have a responsibility to get off your ass and get involved in your community without being a sexual deviant, without trying to steal out the motherfucking kitty. None of that. Just go volunteer, teach a kid something that might could save his life. That's all your duties are as a black man, bro. Make a kid day better. Drop $40 at the barber and get a free haircut for a kid who might be struggling, bro. It's so much shit you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you niggas will run in the strip club and throw $97,000 to 3 strippers from Guatemala. But then when a motherfucker come around selling garbage bags, go play baseball, go to a basketball tournament in Orlando, you niggas don't want to give up $10. You see what I'm saying? Like, we gotta make our community what we want it and stop complaining and doing dumb shit, bro. We use money and the internet and status symbols to tear each other down and make ourselves feel good about what somebody else ain't got. Whole time the people really ain't got it. Them the motherfuckers we losing. Well, excuse my language. Them the people we losing. And if you a woman, you ain't off the hook. You a black woman, man. Get off your ass, man, and give something back to your community. Now, I say that because I say women last, but I'm going to be honest. Black women give a fuck about little black girls at a higher rate than black men give a fuck about little black boys. At least from what I've seen, right? I'm talking about in the substance of it, mentoring where you not getting nothing in return. Now, you might think I'm wrong because you looking at it through the lens of sports. And some men do coach sports from the heart, me being one of them. But it's also a level of attention and power and cachet that come with coaching sports for men. So They ain't just all doing it from the heart. It's a lot of ego shit going involved. So you remove the sports and start just going looking for men that's volunteering spots that don't really get the attention, men that's volunteering helping kids who ain't gonna be the starting point guard on the basketball team, then that's when the numbers gonna get real, right? Black women really go about their business to making sure another young black girl is okay. At least in my experience, the type of black women I've been around. So we all need to do better. But us, man, if we can talk to these boys, then we make the job easier on the women that can talk to the little girls, if that makes sense. But we need more men present. We need more men at Dad's Day when they got the pancake breakfast. We need more men at the football game, at the track, at basketball games. We need more men at the PTA meetings, at the science fair. We just need to see more black men. This is amazing content. But yeah, black man, we need to do better. We gotta teach these boys, man. Like, we listen to the same music as some of these young kids. At least be able to communicate with them. And if they ain't listening, find somebody they'll listen to. They got a grandma, they got somebody to listen to. It's one person in the world they care about. I ain't never met somebody that don't care about nobody. So sometimes you may not be the person to deliver the right message, but get the message to them, right? We got to start saving these boys, man. We got to start keeping these kids out of the penal system, man. We used to be the minority. Now we like the minority to the third power between the Hispanics and the Indians and the Asians. We probably in fourth place. Just because we dominate culturally, you see our dances and videos and TikToks and are all over the internet, that don't mean we catching up numbers wise, we catching up financially. And the fact that we squander our wealth and give it to other races quicker than any other race is also cause for concern. So yeah, we just got to get off our ass and start mentoring, start ignoring negativity, start working on trauma. I need some black therapists. If any black therapists want to tap in, I want to hook some people up with some therapy in their community. I want to shout out any type of black healthcare worker, any type of black lady who's volunteering, teachers, black male teachers, construction workers, truck drivers, tradesmen, carpenters, you know what I'm saying? Mechanics, pilots, you know what I'm saying? All my guys in sanitation, all my brothers in sanitation, man, we appreciate y'all. All my brothers working in the county, all the county sheriffs, the bailiffs, the real police brothers, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate all y'all, man, whatever y'all doing, the shop owners, the barbers, you know what I mean? Everybody out here working construction. We got to take our community back, and we ain't got to take our community back by being mean to other people, other races. Quite the contrary, we need to be kind and polite people, but we need to be focused on making sure we lead this country right for black people that look like us for the next 100 years. And if we do that, we've done our duty. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, and I'm out. I appreciate you tapping in. Life is good. Peace.